Welcome to Manifesting a Life. Now this video sounds a lot like a previous video, a one. It's not the same one. I just won another trip. In 2021, we were all under lockdown from COVID. And the big industry show, the kitchen and bath industry show, which would have been in Orlando at that time, they couldn't have it because we were in lockdown. And so they decided to go online and do it online. And they got all their vendors, especially the major ones, to produce websites where people could go in and kind of virtually walk around and see what they wanted to show us. Someone put a lot of money and effort into this, real extravagant sites. Well, the KBIS, I'm going to refer to Kitchen and Bath Industry Show as KBIS from now on, because it's too long to say the whole thing. So KBIS still sold tickets to the show, and then they would provide you with the access code to get into the sites. And I got a free ticket from one of the vendors, Signature Kitchen Suites. And so when the big day came, and I was there early in the morning, just like I was at the real show, and I logged in and went into the site. And so the first one I wanted to go to was the Signature Kitchen Suites, because they had provided me with a free ticket. And I wanted to honor them and kind of express gratitude for the free ticket by going there first and looking around. So I went there on the site and looked around, opened all the drawers and cabinets and all the appliances and stuff that I could. And then they had this place where you could drop your name into their sweepstakes. And so I did. Then I went to another couple of sites. Then after lunch, when I went back to the site, it went down. The whole thing went down. You know, you could not go anywhere. You could not even get in. I guess when you have 30,000 people trying to funnel through this one portal to go to all these vendor sites, something had to give. And it gave big time. And I know the people behind the scenes were working frantically to try to get this thing back up on its feet. And a few times it was almost struggled, almost got there, and then it fell back down again. It just couldn't do it. And so that's the way the rest of the day went. The next morning, GE was the first one. They sent out an email to all the people that had purchased tickets, and said in this big email, in these neon-looking glowing lights, the front of the email said, "The show must go on." And so they gave everybody access to their site. And so then the other vendors followed suit and sent out emails saying, "This is how you can get to our site, and you can get to our site this way, and please come. We're still here. We're up." And so that's the way that one went. About a week later, I received an email from Signature Kitchen Suites saying that I had won a free trip to Napa, California. And that's where their facilities were. And I was really excited. I was more excited to see their facilities and see their appliances firsthand and talk with their chef, their resident chef they had there. Oh, yeah. And then they were going to take us all around Napa Valley to sample wines and tell us a little bit about the wine country and how to select wines and stuff. And I kept, every few months I would email them and say, "Well, do you have any idea when this is going to happen?" "Well, we're still under lockdown. We're still testing the waters out. We're still not sure about having it right now." And California was, COVID rates had gone up, and so they were holding off and holding off. The KBIS had happened in February. Well, we finally were able to make the trip in December. And so I went on this trip. They paid for everything. The plane tickets from the East Coast where I was over to the West Coast, San Francisco area. They had a car that picked me up at the airport. It was a Tesla. So my first ride in a Tesla. We drove by the harbor there where all these cargo containers were all stacked up over there on the piers and stuff, on the docks, waiting for transportation. The driver said that the main problem was they couldn't get truckers in. There weren't any truckers available. It wasn't that the ships, that's why the ships could not unload, because they couldn't get the docks cleared because there weren't any truckers. And we drove by the leaning condo there in San Francisco that has been leaning. People still living in it. And we got to the hotel. They paid for the hotel. They paid for all our meals. The breakfast is there at the hotel. They gave us this little card that was good for so many dollars a day, and it was well over what we would ever spend at the hotel. And so the next morning, they picked us up at the hotel. There were 8 of us all together, and we were all women who had won this trip. They took us over to the facilities, and yeah, it was really nice. It was a great time was had by all. We went tasting wines in the afternoon, and there's this one place we went to taste wine. They had all these taps set up all around the room, various different types of wine. They tell you a little bit about the wine, how much the bottle cost, and they sell you these little, a taste, half a taste, a glass. And Signature Kitchen Suites gave us these cards with $25 on it so we could go around and taste what we wanted to. So I tasted a bunch of them, and I tried a $385 bottle of wine with a taste, and it was good. I had to say, it really was good. And then it wasn't until after I used up my card that I noticed that there was a $1,000 bottle of wine there that I could taste. And so another woman and I went together on a taste of this $1,000 bottle of wine because the taste itself was like $47. And we tasted that, and it wasn't that good. Maybe I need to aerate or something, but it was real chalky and didn't have a very good mouthfeel at all. But I liked that $385 bottle of wine. That was good. When I got back from that trip, I didn't want any wine for 6 weeks. I was wined out for a while. I had been trying to analyze why I won this free trip. And this one has been more of a difficult one. It's like, okay, I was expressing gratitude. I understand that gratitude is very important to manifesting. You need to feel grateful. And I was grateful. I was very grateful that they gave me the free ticket. And I was really excited also about seeing all these different appliances and being able to go to these different sites and see what all these different manufacturers had, from cabinetry to appliances to hardware. And I really wanted to see all this. I was also grateful that I didn't have to spend the money to actually go, spend the time, the money, expense to actually go to a physical location, because KBIS usually happens either in Orlando, Florida, or Las Vegas. I also felt like winning this trip, just like winning the previous trip, was more of a confirmation that I was in the right business, that I was where I was supposed to be. And that's always helpful, especially when I wasn't really too sure, and just kind of, is this what I should do? I really love doing it, but is this really what I should be doing? And I kept getting all this confirmation, like the winning of the various trips and all. So I'm going to attribute this win to a feeling of gratitude and being at a higher vibration. Because that higher vibration and that feeling, actually feeling, not just saying, yeah, I'm grateful, but feeling, yes, I am grateful. I'm so thankful for all this. And that brings your vibration up higher. And it's when your vibration is up higher that things can start happening, when the magic happens. So practice raising your vibration. Think about the good things. Think about what you really enjoy, what you love doing, and go with that. Let me know in the comments if you have ever manifested something just by being grateful. How did that work for you? Have you tried that? Be sure and hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button. Let me know that you want to hear more of these kind of stories. And until next time, go out and manifest your life.